It's me, Mr. Keel, getting ready to share some great books with all of you that maybe you'll want to check out on Sora. I hope a lot of you are using that great resource. In fact, I think we're #1 in using that great resource. We've got lots of kids checking out tons of great books. Don't forget to log on to Sora. You can use the app on your iPad, or you can log in through library resources. Hey, and don't forget, we also sent out a survey of books or ideas that you might want to share with library services, and we're going to try to get as many books that you want to read as we can. So keep those surveys coming in, and hopefully we'll get what you need. You can actually also ask for personal recommendation, and a lot of the librarians around OPS are giving their 2 cents worth, including myself. So you might be hearing from me if you put down that you'd like a personal recommendation. So what am I reading right now, you might ask? Well, I'm actually listening to a book called The Incorrigibles about a English family, a young lady named Penelope. She was an orphan, and she goes to become a nanny for these kids that were found in a forest, and they howl all the time, and it's a very proper British book, I think. But anyway, it's a lot of fun to read, and I'm still finishing up Sword of Shannara that my brother recommended to me that I told you about last week. So this week, let's think about 5 great books that you can read. These are ones that I've read in the past, and I thought, oh, I should revisit that one. And the first one I want to tell you about, I'm really excited about, is called Maximum Ride, The Angel Experiment. And it's by a really well-known author. His name is James Patterson, and he writes for adults and young people. But in this book called The Angel Experiment, these kids live together in a flock. And the main character, I guess, in this book is Maximum Ride, who goes by Max. And Max has the ability to fly, as does the rest of the flock. And that's because their DNA has been slightly altered, slightly changed. Well, actually, it's greatly altered, I guess, if you can sprout wings and fly whenever you want to. But they run into a big problem when their little sister Angel is kidnapped by these scientists who want to find out what special talent she has that might benefit them. It's a really exciting, raucous ride. The kids are always trying to escape, and they're even have to avoid being captured by this group of kids who also have had their DNA altered, but I'm not going to tell you how. It's a really great book, and it's a series as well. And if you like it and you get through them all, there's also on Sora, you can check out the graphic novel of Maximum Ride, which is really cool. Now, I'm going to go to one that my teacher read to me when I was in 4th grade, such a long time ago, and that is How to Eat Fried Worms, and that's a great one for 5th and 6th graders. If you haven't read that one, you definitely should. This one boy, his name is Billy, and he's known for doing all kinds of crazy stunts, and he just kind of brags and thinks he's the best. But then when one of his friends says, "You think you're so great? Well, for 15 days, could you eat a worm every day?" Billy takes him up on that bet. And it's pretty fun to see how he manages to get all those worms down. I remember my teacher reading that, and I just loved it when she read. I have also selected this week a golden sower for you. It's called Darling, Mercy Dog. And it's by a woman named Allison Hart, and she does a whole dog series about different dogs from the past. And this one is about a dog named Darling who lived during World War I. And what the military would do at that time is if there were injured soldiers out on the battlefield, they would send out dogs to go and see if they couldn't find them and offer some sort of help with that situation. Pretty soon, though, things become very harrowing for Darling, and she also might need to be rescued. It's a really great book. It's a pretty fast read. I think you might enjoy that. You can also check out a book called Heat by Mike Lupica. I always tell the kids at Mars, if you like sports and you want something written with a lot of good action, you should definitely check out his books. He was actually a sports writer, and I read one of his books called Heat, as I said, and it's about a young boy named Michael Arroyo, who's an amazing baseball player. But he's had to deal with an unfortunate past. His family's from Cuba, and so they all escaped here to the United States. However, his father's no longer in the picture, and so Michael and his brother Carlos have to fend for themselves. And they don't want to let people know what's happened because they're worried they might have to be, or they might get sent back to Cuba. It's a really good book, and as I said, if you like sports-related materials, Mike Lupica is exactly who you should check out. My last book is a book that I actually took our students at Mars to see. She was at, I want to say Benson High School, but I'm not sure. Her name is Ali Condi. She wrote a series of books, the first one being called Matched. And it's kind of one that is similar to those dystopic books of the future where kids are living in weird societies. But anyway, in this one, the government does everything for you. It's like you have to really follow along with whatever it is they want you to do. Well, in Matched, the young main character, Cassia, she's kind of excited because she's going to go to a ceremony where your intended, the person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, is flashed up on a big screen. And so you write that down and you get to meet that person. And so everybody goes there, they get dressed up and to find out who they're going to be matched with. And so Cassia sees a boy named Xander who she kind of expected she would be matched with anyway. Then all of a sudden, the screen kind of crackles, and another boy's picture appears there. His name is Kai Markham, and then it disappears again. And she's like, well, that was weird. What's going on? And so she starts to investigate this mystery. Why did this other person pop up? Is he really the one that she's supposed to be with? It's a great book, very exciting, and I think you might like that if you like romances, if you like dystopic, futuristic books. It's a really good one. Don't forget to check out the Mars Library webpage. That's where I've got links to all of these books. I'll put the address right below here so you can see that. Are you taking walks? Are you getting outside, getting some fresh air? I hope so. That's going to be important to do along with reading and getting all your homework done. I guess I'll sign off for now, but just wanted to say good luck with everything, and I miss you guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing you back in the library again soon. Bye for now.